Hey guys, so today I want to talk about some of the things that every woman should bring into the relationship with a man. So basically, what kind of things guys are looking for in a long-term relationship when it comes to dating women and potentially moving forward, long-term relationship, marriage, whatever. Obviously, everything depends on what preference you have. Everybody has their own preferences and certain things. We're not going to get into these little things. We're going to talk about general things that a woman should bring into the relationship. If she is unable to bring these things into a relationship, perhaps she shouldn't be in one, because women nowadays, they have these expectations where they almost feel like they don't really need to bring anything into the relationship. Take me for who I am is a very famous thing we hear as women nowadays, that, take me for who I am. This is me. This is who I am. Take me for what you see. I'm not going to change. And that's a horrible attitude. That's a horrible mindset, because you should never be in a relationship if you're not willing to put any effort into making it successful. Just bringing yourself is not enough, and it's not going to lead to any good things. So you always have to try to work on these things that I'm going to be talking about, and you always have to make sure you stay on top of these things. If you cannot do these things, then just work on yourself. Do something else. Not everybody should be in a relationship. Relationship does require some form of sacrifice when it comes to your time, when it comes to certain things. You have to make sure that your partner is happy. If you expect him to make you happy back, you can't just always take, because relationship is like a bank account. If you're always withdrawing, eventually you're gonna run out of money. So you have to make sure you deposit, and you deposit very often if you want to take something, if you want to withdraw money later. So let's start with the first one. What do men really crave in a relationship? They really want peace. And this is a really important one, because a lot of women seem to think that peace is not that important anymore in the relationship. Relationship becomes your emotional dumpster. A lot of women wait for their husbands or boyfriends to get home from work, and this is the time where they just spill all their drama and emotions onto him. And that's the wrong approach. For those things, if you have drama and emotions, talk to your mom, talk to your girlfriend, talk to whoever, but don't expect him to be your emotional tampon where he has to deal with your ongoing hormonal changes, emotions, and things that are happening. Obviously, it's not always possible. As women, we're emotional people, and sometimes it's easier said than done, but try to actively focus on bringing peace to the house. Try to actively think of how can you make this house more peaceful, and try to make it that your partner starts associating house where you live with peace rather than fighting and ongoing, don't make it that when he comes home, he never knows, okay, is this going to be a peaceful night or is this going to be drama tonight? Try to stay away from these things. Try to make house peaceful. The next thing is give him support. By support, I mean companionship. Support him on things that he's working on, support his ideas, support him. Sometimes even if you don't agree with something, it's good to say it, but try to not mother him and say, no, that's not a good idea, and dismiss everything he says. Let him come to you and be able to express himself without you constantly judging and nagging and throwing fits at everything that he plans to do. Try to be there for him through life's ups and downs. Try to be that non-judgmental shoulder that he can lean on for support if he needs it. Don't try to give him support when he doesn't need it. That's another thing. Guys don't always need support. They sometimes want to figure things out on their own. They don't want to talk about things. So give him support when he needs it, when he's asking for it. Don't just dismiss him and belittle him. The next thing men really crave is space. Men are like that. They want space. They have their life organized, these little boxes in their head. There's one box for work, one box for food, one box for friends, one box for you as his partner, one box for children, and they don't like to intermix these boxes. For women, on the other hand, all the boxes are interconnected, because if one box has issue, it affects all the other boxes. And that's just how women are. But you have to appreciate the differences. You have to learn to understand that His brain doesn't operate like your brain. So when he needs space, give him space. Because he needs space, it doesn't mean that he is not into you anymore, or there's reasons like he's cheating on you or doing something shady. It doesn't mean that. Men just need space. They need to decompress, especially if they had a long day at work and there's a lot of things happening in his life. He just wants to go in his nothing box. The box where it's just like, kind of like, they just sit there and do nothing. They don't want to talk about anything. They don't want to think of anything. Sometimes they just want to turn on TV and watch something. Just something to decompress. And you have to be able to provide it for him. Like, don't just always like, why are you not talking? What are you doing? Why are you just sitting there? Those things, like, you're taking away his personal space from him. He needs space. He needs to decompress. Let him do that. Don't just go do something else. Call somebody. Talk to your mom on the phone if you have to. Just give him space. And I remember a long time ago, I read a book, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. And there's a really good example. Men are like rubber bands. Rubber bands, they stretch out really far, but they always snap back. Sometimes man seems distant. He will kind of go out there and seem distant. That's because he's working on something, trying to figure something out, but he'll always come back to you. Just let him do that. Don't question, don't overanalyze. And I know it's really difficult for women to do because we question everything. Why? So try not to do that. The next thing men really need, and a woman should be able to provide it for him, is food. Food is really important. A lot of times I've noticed when a guy is really hungry, he starts getting really grumpy. Like, he's irritable, and sometimes you just have to ask him, okay, are you hungry? Or don't ask him, just give him food, because chances are he's hungry. He's irritable because he's hungry. So when he has food, he's always in better mood. He knows there's food coming, and you just feed him. It makes guys happy overall to eat some good food. So put some effort into cooking. Don't just go and buy some like frozen meals and then throw them in the microwave. That's not food. Cook food yourself, make some delicious food, make sure it's nutritious and there's some nutritional value in it. Don't just be lazy. Don't be lazy. Cook food yourself, put some effort into it, make sure he eats and he has regular eating schedules, and he'll really appreciate it. Make sure he has lunch. Make sure that when he goes to work, he doesn't go out eating McDonald's. Make sure he has some good food to eat. The next thing is intimacy. That's something that women nowadays neglect when it comes to long-term relationships. When it comes to being married, they think, okay, well, I already got him. I don't need to do anything. He's with me now, so I'm too busy for that. But that's not true, because if this area of the relationship is lacking, intimacy, then your whole relationship is going to suffer. And men are a lot more sexual than women. That's because of higher levels of testosterone. That doesn't mean that women are not sexual. They are. It's just, I think personally that women learned and they've been conditioned to not put any emphasis into this when it comes to a relationship, and they're a lot more selfish. So you have to just have that mindset that if you want a long-term relationship such as marriage, you have to do these things and not do it out of force. You have to want to do it, but it is about mindset. If you look at it from a positive point of view, then it's not gonna be like something forceful or something that's like a duty to you. You just have to shift your mindset. It's something that makes men happy. It's very essential to a relationship. If you don't do it, then your relationship is 100% going to fail. He's going to look for it somewhere else. He's going to find somebody else who's interested to do it. It's just a fact. It happens all the time. So make sure as a woman, you put emphasis into these things such as intimacy. The next thing is looking cute. Make sure when you are in a relationship, you put effort into looking good, looking cute. Put effort into your hair. Don't neglect those hair appointments. Make sure you get your hair done. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you wear something nice when he sees you. Don't just come out in the robe and pajamas all the time and just look grumpy and annoyed and have that face. Make sure when he comes home and he sees you, you're kind of happy and try to be happy, look nice, look cute. And it's not just for the relationship, it's for you. You're gonna feel a lot nicer when you look good. You're gonna feel nicer when you do your makeup. I know some people argue and say, oh, makeup is fake up, don't bother. No, you should do your makeup. You should do it every day. You should put on some nice clothes. You should maintain your weight, try to lose it back. There's so many different diets nowadays. There's exercise, going to the gym. Don't neglect these things. Put emphasis into this. Make sure you stay on top of your looks. And like I said, do it for you because you're gonna feel much better. And that's all for today, guys. Let me know if I missed something, especially people that have been married for a long time. I really appreciate those messages from you guys because it really helps all of us in the community to know what actually we all need to do to make our relationship successful. Comment below. If I missed something, let me know. And as always, guys, thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.